before you start,
Three,
which
two, one. What?
Shut up.
What was the question, Drew? Or is anything not asking one?
no, it's good. Which version you said you unlocked, Lachlan?
We both get diamond.
Bro, diamond.
Yeah.
Damn, well then I definitely have to get portfolio then.
Yeah, man.
Come true.
Yeah,
Help me complete that Pokedex.
Okay.
'Cause-
Morning, peace of happiness. Welcome to BTA Podcast, episode number 47. I'm Ali, joined by Lachlan, Jarool,
Yes.
Collie.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
Yeah, man, dog, man, it's your boy.
First things
It's a
first, how you
sausage
doing?
fest today.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing on KMB?
I forget it came, you know. Let me see.
I was gonna say
Right
a flat.
there.
I was gonna say a
Yeah,
flat
but
8 for
That
me,
is why
honestly.
we post it every week, because we do not have it committed to memory.
I feel like a solid 7.
Solid 8 for me, yeah, fellas.
Kelly,
I am, like,
experiencing
big 4
transcendental
energy.
alignment.
I'm not 5 energy.
Enlightenment, Kelly. And speaking of Kelly, this week's episode brought to you by the following struggle tweet. I'm a furry. I hate Kelly.
Well, my
No
homies
context.
What do you mean no context? No, there's context.
No context. Moving on.
No context there.
I think the gang has voted for no context.
Okay. You can follow us on Twitter at BTA Struggle TWTS for more of this.
Mhm.
Okay. Alright. How y'all doing? Y'all have anything y'all want to talk about before we get into it?
I'm tired because university is a scam, and for the past 4 weeks I've been drowning in assignments and midterms.
Mm-hmm. Collie, what about you?
Enough.
Well, I just chilling for the time being. Just sitting here, hyped for that Spider-Man 3
Yeah.
coming out in cinemas.
That's fair.
Also, which are coming out next 2 weeks.
Oh,
The second
word?
season. So
Oh,
I'm hyped
shit,
for that.
supposed to watch One Piece.
Also, Riot Games Arcane, despite the game being trash now, they made a really good series. Right? I want to get to watch up to episode 3, so I'm gonna go back on Netflix to watch the rest. Yeah, so that's good.
Jarool?
Not really much with me today, honestly. Well, first off, it was my mom's birthday today. She
Happy
didn't
birthday,
put it.
Pharrell's mom.
Big up Drill's mom.
Hey.
She feed me that one time. Not really, but I know she would if I was there.
If you was at the party, you would have get food too, Lachlan, don't worry.
That was
Yeah,
my that was my stepmother.
Oh yeah, Jarool's family tree is like...
But Lachlan wasn't even there.
it's
Yeah, my
like
family tree messed
really,
up.
Yes, I was theoretically fed by Jarul's stepmother instead of his actual mother.
Anyways, it's my mom's birthday. She didn't put it. I helped a friend in Final Fantasy get the stuff that they wanted to clear before the next expansion hits it next week. So, yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah, man, dog, man.
Also, One Piece episode 1000 is out, and that makes me happy.
Nice.
One
Not a lot of
Piece.
things make me happy these days.
I don't know anything about fucking One Piece, but I saw that video that's been circulating of the dub actor for one of the characters. They're screaming Luffy at the top of his fucking lungs. And
That's from the 4Kids dub.
yes.
Do you know the story of the 4Kids dub?
I know, like, 4Kids, they change a lot when they dub shit.
Yeah, because it's they try to make it family friendly, and it's like the cringest thing ever, and it's basically just
Yeah, it
been
was
turned into a
funny.
massive meme.
Like, I think the Shadow Realm in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like, I think the only
Yeah.
reason it's the Shadow Realm is because they changed it from them actually killing each other.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
because if I remember
Japanese-
correctly,
Japanese and shit.
the Yu-Gi-Oh 4Kids dub is a very like dumbed down version of the Yu-Gi-Oh 4Kids like sub, which is or like the original sub, which is a dumbed down version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero, which was the original anime, which is a dumbed down version of the manga.
Right.
Yes.
It's really dumb.
Not like dumb, but more so like they reduced the amount of murder.
Right.
Murder.
Remember when Pokemon had guns in Gen 1?
That was that one episode that got banned.
Yeah.
And they changed the fucking rice balls to jelly donuts, or whatever it was.
That was just localization.
Yeah, and then there's this one episode where they give James boobs, and then
That was the most rat. Like,
Excessively large people.
and
It
then
was
there's the
crazy.
episode that got banned for blackface.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, because the Jinx episode.
Yeah,
There was
exactly.
also
It was
There's
so
also that one
dumb.
Porygon episode that was so crazily epileptic. They had to take it off the air.
Yeah. And for that very reason, Porygon's never been in another episode of the anime.
I
Oof.
found the Luffy video. Hold on. I need to play this so the people understand.
To see you, buddy.
It gets me every time. Love her.
I mean, Pokemon Gen 1 was pretty crazy back then.
Yeah.
They wasn't sure what they were doing.
Also, fun fact, in the One Piece, like because of the Japanese and their R's or whatever, in the 4Kids dub, they don't call him Zoro, they call him Zolo. So until I started watching the anime again when I was like 15, I thought his name was actually Zolo.
Nice.
Sucks.
But the manga does actually flip between the two, I think, in the official translation. So that's fun.
I mean, like, while we talk about like 4Kids just butchering the shit out of shit, you know, like 4Kids was run by the CW. And
Yeah.
we've talked about the CW before being just
Yeah, they
absolute
were.
garbage.
Yeah.
And then they named themselves CW4Kids.
I used to like CW4Kids actually. But then they
I
like
used to,
discontinued
the
it.
only show I used to watch CW4Kids on was Sonic X.
Oh, I
That's
love
when it
Sonic
was.
X.
That was like the
Not
only show I used to watch.
Not gonna lie, I do not remember any of the other 4Kids shows.
I just remember the theme song. I don't remember anything
It had
about the fucking show.
Digimon.
I
They
fucking
did?
love Digimon, dude.
Digimon was on that? Nah.
I didn't watch Digimon 4Kids.
I watched Digimon on what Disney XD used to be called.
Jetix, I think.
Yeah, that.
That was where I first discovered Digimon, and then I just watched it all on
They
YouTube.
had Digimon, they had Yu-Gi-Oh! And that was like everything I ever fucking needed as a kid.
I mean,
I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! I think on was it ABC Kids that had Yu-Gi-Oh! Or was it 4Kids? One of the two of them had
Was
Yu-Gi-Oh!
that when it became 5Ds?
I think from the original they used to play on 4Kids. I think GX I used to watch Nickelodeon.
We need to finish watching all 5Gs actually.
I also need to finish watching all 5Ds.
Dude, where I thought 5Ds ended
I didn't.
was just season 1 of 5Ds. 5Ds is fucking gigantic.
Yeah.
Like how big is them seasons? Like
Hold on, let me find this. Hold on. I'll tell
It's
you
card
right
games
now.
on motorcycles, guys. Who can't get enough
I
of
just
card
hate
games on
that.
motorcycles?
Fuck out to that plot, dude. Like,
Collie, one more.
well, I'm still playing fucking Pokemon.
The last episode I watched was the one when like they were driving around the track in the form of like some ancient deity, and he was fighting a guy.
Yeah,
who
these
played the
Born
cards,
Immortals.
like-
All of that is season 1.
Yeah.
There's 123 episodes in English, 154 in Japanese.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I think the last episode I watched in 5Gs was
5Ds. But yeah.
5G's towers.
yeah 5Gs, whatever. Anyways, the last episode I watched was in like these cities was in ruins and there was driving through. And one of the
Wasn't that just
characters,
5Gs?
yeah. No,
I think
like an
it was
actual like regular car. It wasn't like driving and dueling at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
like
that was wild.
and like one of the characters get whisked away. They were like twins, like a twin brother and
Oh
sister.
yeah, those guys.
Those two, yeah. Well, one of them is using Morphronics, and the other one is use something and also Ancient Fairy Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but which Yu-Gi-Oh! It was when they used to basically do where they used to ride on bikes and do
That's
stuff.
5Ds.
That's 5Ds.
That's 5Gs.
That is okay. That is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
should
is the
work.
last time I know. I kind of was aware of Zexel, and I don't know anything after that.
I don't know anything about Sexel, Arc V, or Brains. Well, I watched the first. Have I told you all about like the first 2 episodes of Brains?
Yeah.
No.
This is how I knew I was never watching another episode again. So, it's 5Ds inside virtual. I mean, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Inside virtual reality, right?
Okay, that sounds
That's
good.
the concept. We went from, bikes to hover car things to virtual reality to virtual reality again, but more virtual. I don't fucking know. And this kid, he's supposed to be like the big hero, and he's like on a fucking hoverboard. Not like the lame ones, like a real fucking like Star Wars-esque hoverboard, playing fucking card games against this evil dude. Who I can't remember what he was riding, but whatever. I think he was just floating. I can't remember. The protagonist is in trouble. And he's like, okay, I need to pull something out of my ass here to like really, bring this game back and win. And he unlocks his special power. And his special power is that he rides into a data tornado, peering through virtual reality and reaches his hand into the data tornado and pulls out a new card and summons it and wins.
That makes sense.
Basically just looking for any stupid way to make these characters win in this
I
game.
saw that and I was like, yep, that's it. I don't need to know what happens after this. That's enough.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. You said virtual reality. Did any of you guys watch Bakugan?
Yeah.
That was the shit back then.
Because like I just keep thinking back to the fact that Marucho at the age of like 13 basically built like a giant virtual reality like freaking like online RPG essentially that you could download your bodies into. He did this at the age of like 13 and then his parents were just like, you need to start focusing on your future, getting a real job. And I'm just like, what?
Ain't that interesting?
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, I like the end of Nuvastra when Dan and the other guy were literally just trying to kill each other.
The only thing I remember from Bakugan was the big twist
Oh
where
no.
Masquerade turned out to be their friend Alice.
That was the most predictable twist.
Shut the fuck up, Lachlan.
I'm sorry, I knew it was coming.
I was a child, Lachlan.
It's almost like there's 5 of them, right? And they have all attributes but dark. But then there's also like a 6th person who mysteriously doesn't brawl, but you know who does
But
brawl
Alice
and
is a
uses dark?
girl,
The
and she
mysterious
doesn't
masked
have blonde
character.
hair. And she doesn't wear bleed fucking
I mean,
sunglasses.
yeah, like that for sure. But like when I found out, I wasn't like, oh my god, it's Alice. I was like, oh, yeah, that makes
Hindsight
sense.
bias, Lachlan. That's what that is. Fuck you.
It made sense. Like it was the only thing that made sense.
Hindsight bias. That's what that fucking
No,
is.
but like I do genuinely
This
remember
is
in
the
the moment like
definition.
not being that surprised.
This is the fucking definition of hindsight bias. Fuck you. Okay.
No, like literally, I was not surprised. I can tell you that Child Lachlan was not surprised.
We get into the list now to talk about actual serious topics such as Naruto and Sasuke and Kakashi and Sakura being added to Fortnite.
Fuck this.
No, the chakra, but they ain't on option.
Okay. Before we see anything, let me just see. I like Fortnite. I have enjoyed playing it for the brief time that I did. However, I stopped because the game is full of legitimate children who are all better than I am. And my pride cannot handle that fact.
Sucks to suck.
Them kids
Why it is a
fucking
weakness.
Basically
crazy
saying
at
you
Fortnite.
got nice.
Because they don't have anything better to do but just Fortnite.
Them kids just come out to the womb and just start playing fucking Fortnite, bro. I can't handle it.
Yeah, man.
Fucking
It's easy.
built different, bro.
So when I went to Orlando and I stayed there with my dad in the hotel, I was somewhere. Hey, every night my little brother would be playing Fortnite it's like the break of dawn, and I hear this child insulting each child with insults I never even heard in my life was.
Yeah, Fortnite one.
And I'd like say to myself, Leon, where you learn this from? And he's like, oh, just you watch it too much YouTube. It's all he admit is too much of these damn YouTubers that be all like, yeah, it's trash and all this. I was just like, Leo, please don't end up toxic now.
Yeah. I kind of want to play Fortnite just to. Yeah. I kind of want to play Fortnite just to see how many slurs I can get called. Like we could make like slur bingo.
Just write them all.
Just
down.
like the N word, the R slur,
We'll
like
get
all
them,
of them.
We'll get a third party to make the bingo card, not us.
So if you want to learn slurs, go on Fortnite.
I feel like
Gotcha.
one of like every race needs to like come in and write down their part so that it's not weird. Just like we need to find one gay person, one like black person, we're good.
Yeah. You know, double whammy if you get like a black gay person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so like this is the 91st time Fortnite has like done something like this because they added Ariana Grande, Travis Scott,
Master Chief, Rick and Morty,
Martin Luther King Jr.
Wait, what?
Did
Yeah,
you
they
not
did,
remember
yeah,
when
that's
they did
crazy.
a
I
Martin
did not
Luther
know
King
this.
Fortnite concert?
Yeah,
Like,
they did.
I
think
did
was
not know
wild.
that. Why?
this was like right after the
I
BLM
don't
riots.
know.
Yeah, I didn't know this was. I was busy being depressed back then.
Right, yeah, and like
Wait,
people
that was
were
a
like
long
fucking
time ago, I
Fortnite
thought that was
dancing
recent.
while Martin Luther King is giving his speech in fucking Fortnite, and it was like, what the fuck is this?
That's
That's so nuts.
I don't think Martin Luther King is a playable character because that is some bad optics. But
okay. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
yeah, no.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
a special presentation about Martin Luther King Jr.
What the hell is this thing?
People were really doing just anything back then.
But that's not the point, right? The point is that like more and more games are starting to do like the Smash Brothers approach of just
Sorry.
dumping all their IPs into one thing to grab cash. I was like,
You just get my hat.
how
Alright.
do I feel about this?
Okay, but that's not. I feel like that's a separate topic because the Fortnite thing isn't that. It's just more so them signing like deals with like different people.
Okay, but we also see, like Nickelodeon also has Brawl, and now also the
Yeah.
Warner Bros. One that they're doing.
No, because I did want to talk about that, but like separately from this.
We can talk about it
Because
now.
like
You
all
know
I
what's
really had to say
awkward?
about like Naruto and Fortnite was just that it is really surreal as someone who like grew up watching Naruto and like is very familiar with those characters, seeing them just like Fortnite dancing and just like pulling out like AKs.
They turned Sasuke into a
Mhm.
TikTok girl.
It's just like
Oh,
that
Lord.
one video of like Naruto just doing the hand signs and then just pulling out a gun.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah.
it's so strange to look at. Like, I can't. It makes me feel feelings that I don't know how to describe.
It makes you feel some type of way.
Like
It makes me
Yeah.
feel many types of ways.
they pretty much
In
just
the head,
implemented fucking
definitely.
anime characters into the game, right? But like for fucking Street Fighter, what the fuck did they do to my boy Guile?
Remember what they do to
He went to
Gail.
Hooligan.
We'll pull it
He
up,
was
hold on.
born to Hooligan.
Mhm.
The moment he was with horse.
Yeah, isn't Gal just like the way that Japanese people view Americans anyway? Shouldn't he just be comfortable with a gun?
This is what
I
Guile.
Oh God, no, Guile!
What did they fucking do there?
What have they done to you?
Listen, his haircut is stupid to begin with, but what the fuck happened here?
It's the everything else.
He probably hit puberty. Hang on, let me see this. What? Is he trying to grow? Like, is he trying to grow a shrub on his head or something?
I mean, like his haircut is fucking stupid to begin with, right? Like,
And
Yeah, he
but
can't
make
do
the
it.
whole one up how stupid his hair is.
His haircut. Okay, his haircut dutish, but looking at him like that, it's just like,
How did you let
what's
him
what
up
happened
from
to
that
your
far?
hair?
I feel like his
I'll be
hair kind of just
honest.
looks too at home in Fortnite. That's the problem.
Let me be honest. The spotlight was supposed to be for Kami, so the fucked up guy. That's
Yeah.
how
Like if you told me that this wasn't Guile and this was just a character someone made in Fortnite, I would believe you.
that man hairline looking like Antino Paul from
Paul
from Tekken.
Oh.
It was trying to go for that. What they remember that they're making Guile and not freaking.
It looks like a distance time. Like
It
it looks like
Paul.
yeah.
Like the face itself looked like Paul.
Mhm.
Oh, pull
Yeah.
up Paul from Tekken. What the fuck is this here now?
Yeah. It looks like a speed time graph where he sped up like steadily for like a few seconds, stayed at the same speed for like a good minute, and then sped down at the exact same rate.
Yes.
Oh god. It's absolutely nuts.
So that's that.
Yeah. But also, right, the Warner Brothers game.
Yes. So Warner
Oh
Brothers
yeah.
is
You know
jumping
what's
into the platform fighter game.
you know what's weird? That as soon as Smash Brothers Ultimate, I was finally finished with implementing all the characters they was gonna put in this game. A bunch of other Smash mechanic fighting games just
Platform
start
fighters.
crawling out of the game.
Mhm.
It's not a
Yeah,
bunch, it's
yeah,
two, but yeah. There's probably gonna
Yeah.
be more.
yeah.
I mean, there
man.
was already like the failed PlayStation one from like back in the day.
Yeah,
And like
especially
yeah, but
no,
like I just find it super surreal that there's a game where like it's already weird enough with like Nickelodeon because that's like all Nickelodeon properties, right? But like the
yeah.
multiverse is literally just like all Warner Brothers, which means that like you have a game where you can play as like Bugs Bunny, Superman, or Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, and they're just
Hey, let me know
all in the
how.
game together.
Hey, let me not forget about
Interesting.
what's this one called?
Shaggy.
Yeah,
Ultra
Ultra
Instinct
Instinct
Shaggy.
Shaggy.
You
Ultra
can
Instinct
play as
Shaggy.
Ultra Instinct Shaggy and beat the hell out of Superman. Ain't that shit awesome?
I
It's
would
finally
honestly play the game just to play as Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just I don't know. It just reminds me of Space Jam, except Space Jam they at least had them as like background characters. This time,
Yeah.
Fucking
just
Space Jam is a mess, bro.
I liked it.
Okay, like mini rant. So we saw this with Space Jam 2, but also Ready Player One. But do you all know the Iron Giant?
Yes. Oh, when they like make him kill people.
Yeah, like the whole point of the movie, the Iron Giant, is that the Iron Giant is trying to prove that he is not a weapon. So Ready Player One, Space Jam 2, they just make a point out of making the Iron Giant look like a gigantic, stupid fucking weapon. And it's the most annoying shit.
Oh, he was like murdering fools left and right.
Yeah, because it's such a touching, like heartwarming, amazing movie. And this is how it's going to be remembered. So
Yeah.
that's that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
On the topic of fighting games, this is a very like mini rant that I don't know if anyone on this call is going to care about but me. But I just want us to be freed from the shackles of turning every popular shonen anime series into a fighting game. Because because I grew up on like Dragon Ball Z fighting games and Naruto fighting games, and to me those both make sense because like those are both series very heavily like based on person-to-person combat with like characters who fight all the time, right? And there's a lot of recognizable characters. Fine, that's cool. And then they made a My Hero Academia one, and I'm like, I'm probably never going to play this, but I think it makes sense because My Hero Academia is very similar, where it's like multiple characters who are all fighting against each other,
Right.
people fighting against people. And then they made a One Punch Man one, which to me, like, I understand like the appeal of like cashing in on it, but for one, it doesn't make sense to me when it's a series that is so heavily influenced on such a small, like, mainly influenced on Saitama, especially the anime is mainly focused on Saitama as like the most recognizable character. And the whole point is that like no one can beat him in a fair fight. So making a fighting game where every character has to like be scaled down to fight each other makes even less sense because the power scaling in that series is absurd for a reason.
Like
I don't
in
think that
Injustice.
Saitama himself is playable in that game because I think it's more like a timer thing. Like if the battle goes on for too long, you eventually come in and then one shot somebody. I think that's how it's
Yeah.
supposed to go.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what it just feels like balancing Saitama in a game like that doesn't make sense.
it's like Injustice, right? When in storyline they just say, yeah, we always take magic pills so that we can survive getting punched by fucking Superman.
Yeah.
Like imagine beating up
And he
fucking
always
Injustice
did.
and
He
willingly
always have
wanting to
some
fight
sort of
Adrian.
like
Mm.
yeah. We always have to have some well some of them will also have like they like Kryptonian technology or whatnot.
Mm.
So doing it absolutely clap.
Mhm.
Like
And most of
That's
the
one.
time you would see him like under like a Kryptonian handcuffs or something. So you
Mhm.
know he basically knew the
Yeah.
majority of the fights.
Doesn't he like break those at the start of matches in Injustice though? Isn't that
Yeah,
like the whole point?
he does.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Yeah, but that's one thing that's always bothered me about like fighting games. How you have like all of these, especially as someone who like mainly grew up playing like the Dragon Ball Z and the Naruto games, like knowing how like unbalanced those games are and just seeing like all the like the way that they just bullshitly throw those characters together and make them balanced. But the main reason that like I went on this rant was that like I realized recently that the new Demon Slayer game they released is also a fighting game, which doesn't make sense because Demon Slayer is not about people fighting people, it's about people fighting the demons. But then there's only like 2 demon characters in the game, and everyone else is a human who never fights each other for like any of the series.
Even the guy with the pig head is a human.
Okay, but even with games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, so on and so forth, right? These are supposed to be representatives from the best in their region or stuff like that. They're supposed to be the best.
Yeah,
of the
no,
best, and
that makes sense. Yeah.
That's why it makes sense when two cast together. But even then, in storyline, you have characters like Ryu and Ken. Well, okay, no, that's a bad example because they have reasons to fight each other. But characters that don't really have any reason to be fighting each other will still fight each other because that's just how fucking fighting games work.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not the worst thing.
And it's just something that like I've always felt like because like I know obviously you need to have stories behind fighting games, behind like all these characters are so people who can get invested in them. It's just that as someone who doesn't play fighting games, I just look at it and I'm just like,
Right.
all right, yeah. Basically, I just like the Smash Bros. Approach of taking a bunch of characters, throwing them in a game together, and just letting them beat the shit out of each other with no explanation.
Yes, sir.
Also, separate rant, but I was like watching like was it like what's the word for, like cut together videos?
Highlights.
Compilations.
Compilations.
Okay.
Okay.
I was watching compilations of like the like special moves from like Naruto, from like the new Naruto games, and it's like you have some character special moves are just I'm going to punch you a bunch of times, and others are like I'm going to turn into this like giant 5-story tall chakra beast, and then use a sword that can cut mountains in half, and then will then hit you. And those are both supposed to do like comparable amounts of damage.
Uh-huh.
Basically, fighting games don't make sense to me. Like I know they're not supposed to make sense, especially like the combo ones like that, but it's just like there is no reason that like in like Jump Force Goku should be able to fight like freaking I don't know, like random ass One Piece or like random ass Rurouni Kenshin characters and that be a fair fight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's my random set of tangents.
Moving along, we like halfway through, so everybody go ahead and take a sip of water. It's water break time. Mm.
Oh my god, this is great. Why didn't I do this before?
Cool.
So I think I'm gonna.
Mhm. That was a real long sip of water y'all taking.
Yeah, I was just sending out the text. Okay. Moving along. So we had the news. And I promise that we're going to talk about COVID not as much anymore. But like I still feel this is like a landmark thing that we should talk about. Curfew is finally over in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, man.
And as I say this now, I realize that on the podcast you currently only have one man who is in Trinidad and Tobago. So Collie, how you feeling, boy?
You know, it was normal for the time being. I still struggling. You know, like find a job and whatnot, but I'm really trying. Um, I ended up getting sick over the weekend. It's nothing
COVID?
major, but I still coughing. No, it's not COVID. Promise you, it's not COVID. Although I still getting a lingering cough, and I don't know why it doesn't want to go. Screw you, anyways. But I don't want to get cough for interview and then I start randomly coughing in the interview room. And it's like, dude, you have COVID. It's like, no, it's just no cold, you know. And that could basically prevent me from getting a job or whatnot. So I still,
You vaccinated, Collie?
it's just like it left a mark. It like the COVID left a big mark. People are very cautious about people getting sick these days or whatnot.
Understandably so, yes.
Collie, you vaccinated?
Yes, I am vaccinated.
Nice.
Vaccinated a while now. Yeah, I got the 2 shots. I took what was it, Sinopharm? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sure.
Okay, this is another slight tangent, but I just want to complain about something.
Oh boy. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Like I don't know. I just want to talk about like Bayesian Instagram comedians.
What
What?
the fuck does this have to do with anything?
oh dear.
This
Okay,
has
like
everything to do with it, apparently. Go ahead.
it's just that no. Okay, it's just like there was this weird era back in like 2014 of like a lot of like Bayesian influencers just like becoming Instagram comedians or like I guess people rising up as Instagram comedians. And the main reason that I kind of wanted to bring that up is I have a memory of like a few months ago. I saw this video of this one comedian who is not funny and has never been funny, right? Like to be honest, most of the Bayesian Instagram comedians are not funny, but she was like the least funny one. And she basically made this entire video where the whole gag is like her saying, "Oh, I got the Chinese vaccine and there's no side effects." And then she goes into the oven to pull out, like, to start working on her food, and then a cat comes out. Which in itself is just like
Incredibly
bad,
racist, yeah.
incredibly racist, and just like bad in general. But what I also really just don't like about that video is that the explanation I just gave to you is honestly funnier and has better timing than the actual video. Like
Okay.
it's just a bad like she's just not funny, and like even if she was attempting like to make a racist joke, it just doesn't land at all because her timing is off. She like keeps stuttering over her words and then she just like says shit. This is the same woman that tried to like promote herself teaching lessons to kids in like a singlet with like her ass out, and then she spanked her ass in the promotion while she's trying to preach herself as a lessons teacher.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I don't like that lady.
Me neither.
What you would.
Yeah, sorry, that was my tangent. Anyway, let's move on.
Back to yeah. So let me go through the list real quick of like the updated regulations. So the state of emergency got revoked, and as of 2 days ago, 10 persons allowed public gathering, increase in attendance for religious gatherings, weddings, funerals, christenings to 50%. The religious meetings cannot exceed 90 minutes. So, finish an hour and a half and get out. 25 people allowed at
Yeah,
a
man.
burial site, cremation site, or cemetery. Public swimming pools can operate now. Consumption of alcohol is not allowed in a public place unless it's on the premises of a safe zone or if there's permission from the minister. So that's
What?
really random.
That safe zone nonsense was kind of stupid. Because the way they explained it, at least what I got from it, that no, that was just one space. Like one place, how they were treating the safe zone, right?
Mhm.
Is that they will only let certain races come in on certain days, which didn't make
Certain
sense.
what?
I heard it too. I thought it was just me.
I don't think that's
It was
true.
really
I don't think
dumb.
that's true, Collie. I don't know what you heard of. I don't think that's true.
Nah, it's somewhere in was, but I don't disagree with her because they get real backlash for that shit. Yeah, they did because I heard it too. Because
You heard it from... No,
it's
I
like
do
the
not
cafe I used
trust
to
this
go to. It's
remotely.
like into the cafe I used to go to, right? And it was the store was literally right opposite them. So they would talk about that business when I was around doing whatever, playing League of Legends, being trash whatnot. But yeah, when I hear that from him, I was like, "You sure? Like, you sure
You
that
sure
shit
what?
really going on?" Like,
No, yeah, I don't believe that
like you
remotely. I don't think
certain?
that's true.
Because I didn't see it for myself, right? I heard it from somebody, but and the person I was talking to said that they went across there and it seemed like it was really true. So I was like, okay, I guess to never go there, never again.
What the fuck?
Not like I ever went there before in my life, but still.
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe that one, Collie. Sorry, but like, you can understand why.
It's actually kind of nuts.
Yeah, I don't think that had anything to do with anything. What the fuck?
I went to, yeah, we do it from there. So. But yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Why Kelly now respond with just 4 ellipses? We're only halfway through. Okay.
Mhm.
What was talking about? Right, fucking. Yeah, so, more people are gonna be going out these days.
That's
And it's funny because the day before this, new regulation went into place, Trinidad and Tobago had like a gigantic single day increase in cases. So,
Rip y'all.
yeah.
Speaking of,
Yeah,
no,
what's
sorry, I
up?
can finish.
No, I was like, I didn't really have anything. Go ahead, you answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just saying because I don't know what's going on in Barbados right now, but I just know that like last month we were getting like obscene rises in cases where we got up to like over 400, almost 500 new cases a day. And then I didn't hear any more news about it after that. And now all the news I'm hearing is that we're opening up again. So I don't know what the fuck's going on down there.
Yes. It's a
yeah, they're
strange time
probably
for
going
that.
on the country.
Yeah, I do know people are now not happy with me in Motley. I think partially because of this, and also in general because like the administration seems like it's favoring tourism, which is always a problem Barbados has kind of had. But like I've ranted about this in the podcast already, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's about it.
So, I don't know. More people gonna be going out these days. It is assumed that, like the trends you've seen all year, cases are going to go up again. And they've already been going up. Mildly concerning because I'm supposed to go back home soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, man, you're run out of sweat.
You go run out of those sweats. Hola, what call you? Hola.
But yeah, I still I need to watch Venom.
Hey, Kelly, morning.
I mean, I have let them make
Peace, love, and happiness.
Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah, man.
Kelly, we cannot hear you.
Oh,
Hello.
I heard.
Yep.
Hello.
Hey.
This is like
Hi.
okay.
The
That's
Wi-Fi is really, really bad.
That's fair.
yep.
That's
Okay.
fair. Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, you do not
I'm
care.
sorry if you're hearing music in the
Where are
background.
you?
I am not.
Where
Yep, my bad.
Where are you?
A solid 2. Beach house in Rampanalgas.
I love that. Like we see something on Kelly's head like 30 seconds later.
I
Beach
think
house in
it's loud.
Rampanalgas.
Oh, yep. There you go. Well, she'll hear what I just
Okay.
said in a second too, and then she'll be up to speed on what's going on.
Yes, and everything.
This is okay. Hold on. I need to figure out how to carry on a conversation
What?
with somebody like 30 seconds in the past.
Oh god, isn't this like the plot of Steins Gate or some shit? I've
Yes,
never watched
yes,
it.
it is. Kelly, we were talking about the
It's
state
a
of
what?
emergency getting revoked. I have no idea what she's responding to.
Ah, yes.
Oh, there she is.
I,
And
I don't think I could do this podcast. This seems like a challenge. So maybe next week.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
Enjoy
Kelly.
your beach house.
Yeah,
Have fun.
Bye
Alright.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Yeah.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. That was great.
She did not hear us saying bye, I think.
Well. Mhm.
What the fuck?
Mhm.
You all just want to move on.
I'm
Moving on.
dead.
Right, so we just have a gigantic list of topics to rapid fire through. We
Mhm.
Number 1, the Staples Center, the home of the Los Angeles Lakers and also the Los Angeles Clippers. Iconic basketball arena. Is being renamed to the Crypto.com Arena.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
Yes.
Oh
And
my.
Changed my mind. Never getting into basketball.
I mean, like, basketball, like, owners and stuff like that, they've all just been, like, filthy fucking capitalists from the beginning, right? It's not completely
I mean,
unexpected for
that's
them.
fair.
But,
Mhm.
if you've ever been, like, if you've ever seen, like, basketball discourse on Twitter, especially, and people have made it their mission to just clown the shit of fucking LeBron James for everything. And LeBron plays for the Lakers. They now have like they see usually they have these nicknames for him based on his name. So like if they
Mhm.
making fun of him, they just call him like Le Choker and Le Fraud as opposed to LeBron.
Who's that?
And now
Yes,
they're
like
just
Oh,
yeah.
the fraud, James.
yeah, so now they're doing like Le Bitcoin, Le Ethereum, Le Crypto.
Ethereum.
Le Ethereum is the best
Yeah.
fucking one.
It is.
Well, can I find a tweet real quick while I'm here? There was a really funny one where it's like LeBron found like an old record player, right? And he's like, "Hey, can anybody help me like restore this? Because I think it'd be really cool to listen to music on this." And someone in the replies was like, "Which all stars is LaVinal gonna call in to help him now?" And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, give it a break. But yeah, so Staples Center is like the house that Kobe Bryant built. Now they didn't
Bruh.
begin with like it was named after the fucking Staples store.
Yeah.
So, moving from one capitalist venture to another, right? And it's like, whatever. But
I
Crypto.com
mean,
Arena might rival, the Smoothie King Center as the worst fucking basketball arena name.
mhm. Yeah, dog.
Yeah. So that's that.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Collie, you taking a shit right now, boy?
No. Might not getting put on shit on.
Well, it's still fucking good. Okay. Yeah, so moving on. Cal Rittenhouse, we talked about this last week, has been found not guilty on all charges. Which was you know what? After seeing that shit show of like a case is not completely unexpected, but like in my opinion, I thought he would have gotten like manslaughter at least. So seeing not guilty is very surreal.
Yeah.
My main concern is like I'll just touch on it just briefly because it's incredibly political. I'm like vehemently anti-gun, and aside from that, it sets a minor legal precedent for vigilantism. Maybe not even that minor, I don't know. But like the fact that he got away with that without any consequences, even if you think that he's acting in self-defense, he still went out there with a, open carry assault rifle. Right? That is concerning. That, the law just saw that and found that okay. Like that wasn't like a point that was harped on hard in the trial, because like what the fuck are you going out there to do? You're not fucking Batman. Anyway. Travis Scott. What happened to Travis? Right, he's being sued.
What about him?
Him and some others, including like Drake and his record label, and I think the company responsible for the infamous concert that we talked about either last week or 2 weeks ago.
Both.
Right, they're now all collectively being sued for $2 billion in damages.
Shit, now I'm about Drake. Why did he have to go on like this?
Did you see the news with the concert, Collie? Did you see what happened?
I've heard about the news, but
Yeah.
not quite sure exactly about the details.
Basically, like, there was a crowd surge at the
Son
concert,
of a
and like none of the organizers or anybody really did anything to stop it or get help for people. So 9 people ended up
Right.
dying, a bunch more got injured. And Travis's like response to that whole situation was fucking incredible. Because he was like, yeah, I'll just give you all a month of free therapy and pay for your funerals. And no, yeah, they're just all getting sued for $2 billion, which is a lot of money. Anybody have anything to say about that?
Fuck capitalism, fuck Travis Scott.
You know, when Donald Travis Scott did it.
I just explained to you what went on with Travis Scott.
Yeah, I know. But what really went on in his mind is the real thing.
Right. It's probably like adrenaline and shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I think it's probably just, again, the whole disillusionment and lack of connection to human nature.
Yeah, he was not paying attention.
Being a
Let's go
human
to
is
the
overrated.
stores.
I
They
think
have
he just kind of
looking
doesn't care.
so.
Anyway, moving on. Self-defense on TikTok. I would like to invite you all to watch this video real quick, like 10 seconds.
Okay. Oh, this way?
I think this is the wrong video. But like this is the gist of it. It's like a compilation of these clips with like this guy showing off really shitty self-defense.
Oh, this guy.
This fucking guy.
This.
If you try this in real life, I promise you will die.
I just remember, oh yeah, the one that's right above it, of like the guy pulling a gun to him, and then like him like showing, I guess, how to get away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a series of what he like, he's like dead serious about this. Like he thinks this is all true and this is works. But like it's just a series of really bad self-defense techniques that will
Do
get
we
you
know who
fucking
this man
killed.
is?
I assume his name is Billy Ragland, because that's what the TikTok says.
I was saying, like, what does he do?
Let's Google right now.
If only someone believed it worked.
Because he's
Right,
wearing
that
like
might-
tactical gear, which makes me think he might be like an actual police officer or something. But like,
This is
did
just
he
some
buy
bullshit,
tactical
bro.
gear just to make it look like more like he was qualified?
Probably. You can get that shit anyway. Yeah. I can't tell what the logo of this thing says, because I could just switch that.
Hold on, let me go back to the tweet.
This is a better video one. This has everything. Ooh.
Oh God. Sorry, I accidentally unmuted it and it was loud.
I was wrong. It's just the same video. It's the one below that one. There we go. The fucking one with the shotgun. It's like, dude, the thing is pointed
Yeah,
at you
the
the
shotgun
entire
makes
time.
sense.
Yeah. And he like took so long to get out. In the time he moved the shotgun, it would have shot him.
The other one where he just puts his hand on the man's face and he just falls.
The moment he grabbed the shotgun is the moment you want
Yeah, I just immediately pull the trigger and fucking kill you.
What is going on in the
From way
background?
know.
Jarool?
I mean, there would have been a better way to deal with the shotgun was to at least immediately upon executing that kind of disarm, hoist the shotgun upward.
I
You
don't
know,
think there's any
so nobody
consolation
at
to
least would
being,
get
point blank with a shotgun, Collie.
instead of just holding it and then raising it up, just
Okay,
immediately hoist it up.
even if
Shoot.
just
Would
out,
have
hold
been
on.
a
I need to
better
point this out.
self-defense.
Even if you hold onto a shotgun and it shoots and it
Yeah,
doesn't shoot you, that shit will fucking hurt like hell. It'll burn the shit out of your hand.
yeah,
You
the
are going to be
recoil is
fucking
actually.
crippled. And then he'll just shoot you
Yeah.
again.
But by just the recoil, I mean, you're not pulling anybody back.
Damn it, Collie.
What are you
Hold
holding
it,
back?
don't
It's a
hold it.
shot. If he's point blank at you, what are you holding?
You are holding the underbar. You're holding the underbarrel. You go aim for
What?
the other barrel and hoist it up.
Uh-huh. You mean the part that he can move with his hand and the part that his hand is beyond?
Yeah,
You gonna hold
the
his
one
hand?
that's in front, the one that holds the pump action. That's the underbarrel.
So you're gonna hold his hand?
Shit.
Like his hand is
Ah,
there. He's just still
yeah,
going to
exactly.
fucking shoot you.
Yeah, but I don't know what to tell you. That's how
TLDR,
That's
don't
how
try
I
to learn
would
fucking
do.
self-defense from TikTok.
I feel like don't try to learn anything of like
Don't learn
dire
anything
importance from
on TikTok.
TikTok.
Let's
Yeah,
be
don't-
honest here.
Yeah, those
I don't
Okay,
know,
TikTok can
has some
teach
good
you
shit.
things, but like
Yeah.
I feel like TikTok is good for like maybe general knowledge, but like especially for something like self-defense, please like look for official
Don't.
sources.
Yes, please.
Alright.
Yeah.
Moving on.
What about art? No.
What?
Nah. I was gonna say, what about art tutoring? But some of them just go. Some of them
What?
just don't explain it properly. Art tutoring. Because I just been all
Art?
over the
Oh,
place.
you mean like a
Yes,
self-defense
art.
class?
Art
You said
Oh
You
no,
said
you're
art.
learning art on TikTok. Okay.
tutoring.
I mean, yeah. Like, don't go to TikTok to learn about important things, basically.
Yeah.
You're not going
I
to
feel like
fucking
TikTok
learn.
is good for like helpful tips from like people,
Yeah.
but like also you should also fact check like all the information as well, especially for something that could be life or death.
Yeah, like every medium has limits. You're not going to learn self-defense from certain TikTok like this. Anyways. Right, next up is the age-old nationality versus ethnicity.
Oh, can I
ethnicity
introduce this? Can I
Yeah,
introduce the
I was just
video?
gonna say, like, Lachlan, brought this to our
Yeah.
attention, so go ahead.
So where's the link? Basically, this is like an Instagram clip from like a much longer interview. I haven't seen the full interview. I've only seen like little clips that he posted on his Instagram. But essentially, this Jamaican comedian slash actor, White Yardie, went on a talk show, a UK talk show with like a bunch of like black interviewers, and it is the dumbest thing. It's like the most disrespectful, like dumb thing you've ever seen. Because the way that you can tell from the way that they're interviewing him, they're trying to paint this picture of him as like some man who like grew up in some other country, then moved to Jamaica and was forced to like adapt to and adopt to the culture, and eventually like became like saw himself as a Jamaican. That's not what happened. What actually happened is that I think, from what I got from the videos, his parents were actually Jamaican and then just left for 3 months to give birth to him because of health reasons, because his mother previously had a miscarriage and wanted to assure he could be born safely, then moved back after 3 months and then like raised him normally. So so aside from those first 3 months of his life, he basically grew up in Jamaica.
Yeah,
But then all
nothing
the
wrong with that.
questions.
You still basically have citizenship in Jamaica.
Yeah, but like the problem was the questions that he was being asked was like the questions he was being asked were like based on the fact that were just based on him apparently not seeming fully Jamaican. Because like a guy asked him, when did you decide you wanted to be Jamaican? He was like, the guy was saying like also like was bringing like, oh, I guess like you were like thing and then you got citizenship or whatever. And it's very like it's very clear that like all these questions are not based on the fact that he was born outside of Jamaica, and that they're based on the fact that he's white, right?
Right.
Oh,
And like I know, like especially working with ACS, I know like I know like we encountered this a lot where we kind of had to escape this like image of being a black club, because especially everyone knows the Caribbean because of Jamaica, and everyone knows Jamaica because of people like Bob Marley and Usain Bolt, who are seen as like famous like big up black people. But I feel like that also kind of creates the very weirdly skewed idea that like the Caribbean is a region full of black people, which it's not.
Right.
No,
I mean, it is, but like obviously, like there's still quite a few other races
yes,
present, like white people especially, and yeah.
Like, yeah, like I deal with this constantly. That fucking, you know, I'm Indian, but I'm
Yeah.
not from India. I don't know anything about fucking India. I've never been to
Yeah.
India. I don't speak Hindi. I don't eat Indian food. Right?
Yes, sir.
So it's like I have to tell people and explain each time that Trinidadian isn't a race. Well, is it? No, it's
Yeah,
not a
that's
race.
It's a nationality.
It's a nationality.
It's
Yes.
doing there.
Yeah, that is one thing I like have wanted to ask. Like, what they want to ask in relation to this: have you ever had like issues with like telling people you're from the Caribbean and then being confused because you're Indian?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah,
I've explained this
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah, it just does seem exhausting. And like one of the things that's like really ironic to me is that in the video, one of the researchers, who I guess her parents are Jamaican, she does explicitly say that because she is black, she has to defend her Jamaican heritage less than he does, even though he grew up there and she like just has her parents from there.
Right.
But what's really dumb about that to me is that she's saying this as her co-interviewers are basically attacking him because
doing
he's
the
white.
same thing that she's fucking talking about.
Yeah. And then there's like also like the little clip at the end where I don't think it was in the Instagram video or the Twitter video I shared, but like where one of the interviews was just like, "Oh my god, we're shaking our ass for the white man," and it's just like it's super disrespectful. The entire interview is honestly just very disrespectful,
Yeah.
and shows lack of understanding of like the Caribbean culture in general. This is like a thing I've encountered in like small amount, not me of course because I am actually black, but then also like I remember I had some white friends in first year and I told them that like there were like I went to school with white people in secondary school who are now going to university with me, and they were genuinely like surprised that I knew white people from secondary school that were now in school with me.
Right.
There was also a time when I flew back to Canada last year, back in 2020 for COVID. I remember I sat next to this girl that I went to primary school with who's white, and we were talking and catching up. And she essentially told me that because she was white and because the people she talked to didn't know anything about the Caribbean, that they just automatically assumed that everyone there is white. Yeah, which isn't the first time I've heard stories like that either. Because I think it's just a thing where, like, in general, because a lot of people don't know anything about the Caribbean, they kind of just assume that, like, everyone looks the same.
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah. But yeah.
Jarool,
But yeah,
you
this video
also-
especially is just... Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Jarool, you're also a foreigner in a foreign land.
Yeah.
Do you go through anything like this?
Anything like what?
Moving on.
Like,
No,
people
seriously,
confusing,
bro.
like, your race... Like, as in people, like, bring up, like, race or, like, racial issues as it relates to the Caribbean specifically.
Well, honestly, the main thing I just mainly hear from people is that, oh, you use Dominican. I was like, no, brother. No.
Use what?
Dominican.
That's fine.
God,
Yeah.
no, I can see it now. I can see why people think you're Dominican.
It's like, so you Dominican? I was like, no. It's like, you
No.
sure you look Spanish? I was like, no,
Oh,
I'm not
no.
Spanish.
Actually, Russ has gotten Mexican before, he told me. Russ was all, like, my friend Russ, who's like light skin Jamaican, has also told me that he's like had people think he's Mexican.
Yeah.
It's also the fact that like I've had a lot of encounters with people from like around the world. I feel like this, I don't necessarily need this to turn to like cringy Caribbean stories, but I did recently have a run-in with like a security guard like a couple months ago. I'll just tell the full story. So you know how like Ontario recently, like in the end of September, they introduced like a new rule that requires you to like show proof of vaccination to get in like food places and whatnot,
Yep.
right? So when they introduced that on campus, I remember I was like going into like the eating area on campus in SLC because I was trying to eat lunch. And I had to show my ID to a guy, and like the guy had like asked specifically for like Canadian ID, so I had to like be sure that like I could show my Bayesian ID and be fine. He was like, "That's cool." I was like, "Great." I showed my ID and start walking inside. Then he turns around and is like, "Oh," he says something to me, and I didn't hear him So I turn around and I'm like, what? He's like, oh, what's your background? And I'm like, I'm from Barbados. And then I get one of the questions that I like sometimes get when I say that, which is it in Africa? Because like especially when I was in Poland, like back in 2016, like everyone I was with was black, and so whenever people hadn't heard of Barbados, everyone just automatically asked, "Oh, are you from Africa?" Like we heard it like at least 10 times
No,
on
like-
that like week-long trip.
I like one of my like drinking buddies, right? For the longest while, he just thought that Trinidad and Tobago was like a fucking like named Madagascar or near fucking Mauritius or shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because people just don't know.
People just don't know. Like I'm fucking like way closer than that. It's like,
Yeah. No, there. Speaking of way closer, there was also the white guy that I had like talked to for like basically all of first year, and then when I went home, he at one point asked me how things were in Bermuda.
I remember this one. You told
Yeah,
me
but then
something.
going back to the other story, because that's not even like when I was talking to the security guard, I told him like, no, it's in the Caribbean, and he's like, oh, so you're close to Jamaica, and I was like, I guess, and then he starts saying Wagwan. Do you know what Wagwan means? And I wanted to die.
Oh my
I want to
God.
die too. I don't. I wanted to be.
And like the saddest thing, right, is like that's the second one of those interactions that I've noticed in like a month's period. Because a month before that, when I was back home, I overheard some like British tourists talking to like a Bayesian guy at a hotel, and he was like trying to do his quote unquote Bayesian accent, which just sounded not good. And then he also starts saying like Wagwan, Wagwan, and he's like, oh wait, you guys don't have Wagwan here, and I'm just like.
God.
I just feel like it just to me relates back to like the fact that you can tell that there isn't that much knowledge about the Caribbean like outside in like a lot of those like bigger first world countries, and then you have like shit like this. Like again, going back to this video, like people just not understanding that like you can have multiple races that live in a given country, even if that country is specifically mainly known for its black people. And like he bases his whole identity on the fact that he's white because he's a minority as a white person there. But they're still using that as a means to like basically question his entire Jamaican heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also another instance I remember that popped up like this back in first year where some girl on Bayesian Twitter was basically getting flamed for making the argument that all Bayesians had to be black.
Huh.
I have never seen her
I
tweet
think-
anything since.
No, I think we talked about something about before.
Oh, have we?
I think.
I feel like I probably told you the story. I don't know if like either
I
way, it's
remember
not
hearing
that
it
big.
before. I remember hearing it
I
before.
probably told you before.
Yeah.
But because this happened like long before the podcast was a thing. But like it's just one of those like really dumb things that happened.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Last thing on the rapid fire section. So, Cowboy Bebop. The live action. I expressed excitement because I saw the opening and I thought it looked cool. Then I saw some clips of the
Boy,
show.
Bebop, you said?
The OP of the live action Netflix Cowboy Bebop.
Come on, Bebop coming out here, boy.
No, I was like, yeah, I thought this one was going to be different because the OP looked cool. And I was like, okay.
I thought this one was going to be different.
I saw some clips of this.
I thought it was gonna be
Nope,
trash.
this is garbage. This fucking sucks. They butchered that shit, bro. I'm not even touching it, though. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I
That's
thought
why
they
you
ruined all the
never-
character costumes.
The
Mhm.
costumes
I mean-
are cool.
Guys-
The costumes are fucking cool.
I mean, in all honesty, most live action movies based on like shows and animes just suck. I mean, look at the last Airbender from all those years ago and how
That's not even
bad
anime,
it
but that fucking sucked. It like
Nah, they just
Yeah.
didn't understand how to do that. They just did
Netflix
what they
is
wanted for
doing
that, and it came out
Last
horrible.
Airbender.
Yeah,
apparently.
Netflix I think has started production.
Yeah. I don't think that one's gonna be much better because they're changing a bunch of shit before like it even comes out. But
Yeah, because the original, like you can tell because the original creators were working on it at first, and then they left.
yeah. So
Yeah.
this Netflix just fucking hates everything, I guess. And
Listen, Netflix just wants to make something of it that they find appropriate so that they could get more money. That is about it.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
I mean, they are a capitalist business after all.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that Weights Club series?
It ever released?
What?
Yeah, it did, and then no one ever
Yeah,
talked
I
about it
know.
after a week.
I heard about it. Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay.
It was
Died
that.
down very
It was
quickly.
that shitty.
Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
because
Yeah.
like people just started watching it, and then no one ever spoke about it again.
Okay.
It was Winx Academy or some crap. I can't remember. I
It
can't
wasn't even
remember what it was
called.
called.
It was called like something a Wink story.
I don't even fucking know.
But it did give us that one black girl who's hella fine. So I guess I'll forgive them.
So,
Yeah,
Lachlan.
I know exactly what you were watching that show for.
Okay, Lachlan.
I don't watch that show.
Anyway, last
Alright.
thing. Let me just go through this real quick. Favorite game you played this year? Lachlan, go.
Come back to me.
Jarool.
It's a game that didn't come out this year, actually,
It
but it's a game
doesn't have
that.
to be one that came out this year. Just favorite game you played this year.
Oh, the South Park, the Fractured Butthole.
Okay. Why?
Okay.
Huh?
Why?
Because it's absolute satire and just making fun of the whole superhero franchise and just how absolutely stupid it can be sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's South Park. I like South Park.
Nice.
It's
Collie.
offensive
Oh,
as much as it is, but it's funny to me.
okay. Collie.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Generations, because it's the first Monster Hunter game, and I love Monster Hunter to death, and yeah, Monster Hunter is a great franchise. Please make one.
Nice. Mine. This is such a crappy fucking answer. But Pokemon Unite. And I've not even like played in a while, but like fucking Pokemon Unite is incredibly fun. I've had so much fun playing that game. I have like 60 hours. I should probably start getting back into it again soon because there's a bunch of new shit since I stopped. Lachlan, what?
Wait, what Pokemon is that?
Okay,
Pokemon
here's
Unite.
the thing. Pokemon. Here's the thing,
The
right?
MOBA.
Because like all of the games I played this year are just Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing that I've been playing since last year. I haven't started playing Brilliant Diamond yet. So I was also going to say Pokemon Unite.
Uh-huh.
Even though I also have not played in a very long time. I got to expert rank, I was like, oh, this is great, and then I forgot how to play the game, and then I just stopped playing ranked.
Oh, you know what? Hades came out this year.
Yes.
Well, not this year, but like recently. Hades is
I've
one
only
of
played
Hades
Hades
is good.
once.
Wow.
I've seen gameplay of
Yeah.
Hades, mostly by Jonathan.
Yeah.
Great game.
I have
Yeah.
96 hours logged on Hades. I fucking
This
love
was
Hades.
was it last year?
I think it came out last year.
It came out, I think, last. Yeah, and
But
yeah.
I played it mostly this year, I believe.
This is a good game. It's not my style, though. It's not something I would play every day.
I was
I
playing it
look
daily
like-
for a while because I was like so intent on like getting everything. I started playing on January. No, I started playing in December. Okay.
I love roguelikes, not gonna lie to you. Has so much variation, but every
Before-
playthrough.
There's so
Before I
much to
was
get into
playing-
with Hades. Anyways.
Before I started playing like South Park, and that became my favorite game to play for this entire, even though like I bought it like 2 months ago.
Nice. Well, that's
Um,
recency bias.
Yeah. Recency bias, but also Fire Emblem Three Houses. It also
Yes.
up there. It's just way too slow for my taste.
Is it?
Right.
Yeah, the first year, so it's slow, and then when they start picking up, when the whole time skip happened, then it's just like, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Like, considering I'm on my fourth playthrough, it definitely gets slow on repeats, but I don't think that's like slow to the point where it's like detrimental. It was only really slow on my last playthrough because I had to replay a lot of parts of the game.
Shit.
Yeah.
I played Metroid Dread actually, 100%.
Because I
Oh.
want to buy
Metroid
it.
Dread, it looks so
I
good.
I haven't heard anything
I
about it
wish
since
I
it
had
came out.
Yeah, same. Jarool, is it good? Give us a good.
Okay, in my honest opinion, Metroid Dread. Okay, the storyline for it need work. It honestly need work.
Nice.
Gameplay.
Because
What about the gameplay?
gameplay wise, it's like if you're playing Metroid Fusion. Honestly,
I've
Yeah,
never
that's
played
what
Metroid
Metroid
Fusion.
I like Metroid
For
Fusion.
sure. Oh god. Except
Okay.
it's like 10 times harder.
So
Because
they mix in the Metroid Fusion gameplay, and plus they also add the whole fact that like Samus can aim and shoot like pinpoint like how they did in Metroid Prime with the Wii.
oh,
My biggest gripe about the game gameplay wise is that you know how when you get your various suit and your gravity suit and then things start hitting you way less.
Yeah.
They bumped that up in Dread where like I in gravity suit end game. And you normally in gravity suit end game when you get hit by enemy, they deplete like one energy time, right? No. I get hit by a mob and he
Yeah.
nuked with 4.
I'm telling you, them suits don't make that suits ain't doing you shit. They do what they have to do, and that's it. Your armor means nothing. Get your energy capsules.
No, like our max collection, max energy tanks, and then they gave us just like, oh hey, we got to hit you with that enemy that will do grief for your energy tank. It took for a few. It took for like, so it's not only final boss. I died twice. I rage quit on the game, leave it there for like 5 days, and then I tried it again. Beat him. I was like,
As we speak on Metroid. Damn, bro.
nah, Metroid Dread
Times
is
hard,
just
bro. Times
okay.
hard.
Okay, if I personal opinion, Metroid Dread, I will give it a 3 out of 5. A 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay.
Alright.
We're running over. Let me just get closing remarks and rack up day. Lachlan.
Finally gonna play Pokemon. Don't talk to me for the next day.
Nice. Jarool.
I'm going back and playing 14. I'm trying to get my final dragon.
Collie.
Naruto is out of chakra, but you don't have tricks. I'll see you all.
Oh
I'll
wait,
just say,
Yeah, but
we didn't do our November check for the week.
Latoya's not here. That makes sense.
Yeah, but Collins.
We need both of them here at the same time.
Next week for sure.
interesting.
Next week for sure. All right.
Also, happy birthday, Joe Biden.
You mean Drell's mom?
Also, Joe Biden.
I'll just say,
Gerald's mom is Joe Biden.
thank you everybody for coming out. It's
Gerald's
been BTA
mom is
podcast
Ali,
Joe
episode
remember the
47.
remember the first time when I see this man to slap him.
This week's thumbnail has not been made yet. We're gonna do that like right now. I need everybody to like just make an image and then we'll stitch them together. So
Oh my god, not again.
yeah,
Make an image.
just produce something and then
Slap
we'll
my
stitch it
face
all
in like a thumbnail and just call it a day.
Yeah, okay. Thank you everybody. Good night.
Alright.
Yeah.
I was surprised the bot stayed the entire fucking hour. Good god. Hour and 6 is on slightly longer. Oh wait, Lachlan just left.
Yeah, there goes up one.
Good night.